like different Legacy events, and I've seen his name.
Oh yeah,
before,
he was hanging out here a little earlier. Caleb, on the other hand, is playing the part of villain.
Yeah, I mean, he's a dredge player.
You know the type. He's got mana, which is a good start. At least he's got mana in his deck.
You know, it's how hard it is to beat the people who don't. When they just draw their card and pitch the Grave Trail, you're like, oh, this guy.
Not a lot of spice. He's got one Angel of Despair and one Iona. Careful Study is his exotic card. A lot of these dredge players, you have to just, you know, like they always have breakthroughs, but then you're like, do they have Brainstorm, or do they have, you know, like extra 1-drops? He's got the Putrid Imps and the Tireless Tribes, but Careful Study, definitely a nice one. He doesn't really have a lot of interaction, obviously. He just has 4 Cabal Therapies and an Iona. So he looks like he's definitely a very fast build, though, with 4 Putrid Imps, 4 Tireless Tribes, 4 Breakthroughs, 3 Careful Studies. He's definitely built for speed, which is going to be helpful because
he has 2 Tarnished Citadel. That's painful.
Yeah, but that's not even that unusual. A lot of these dredge players will resort to that because when the games never go more than 2 turns, like you just need to have.
Isn't it just like Tendo better than?
No, because you needed to have it twice.
Okay.
You always needed to have it twice. And you're already using Gemstone Mine and City Brass, you know.
Yeah, no, so
yeah, it's the next best one. If you need all the colors and it has to come into untapped and you have to tap it twice. Some people just suck it up and play Underground Sea, but the problem with that type of thing is that the only way you're really supporting Tireless Tribe is if every single one of your lands casts it that can, and if you're using stuff like Coliseum, even with 2 Tarnished Citadels, you only have 10. The alternative, the only real alternative, is Undiscovered Paradise.
And that has its own weaknesses.
That has its own weaknesses. Apparently, he would rather take 6 damage than be a land drop behind in his 14 land deck. The Storm deck, on the other hand, lots of interaction. Duresses, Thought Seizes, Burning Wishes. It's got Tutors, a lot of library manipulation, Ponders, Preordains, Brainstorms, tons of mana. Literally nothing in his deck except mana and card draw. You know, except the only stuff that isn't selection and mana is 1 Tendrils of Agony and then 3 Duresses and 3 Thought Seizes. Every other card just draws more cards or makes mana.
I like that.
It's very, very pure. 1 card to kill them with, 6 cards to interact, and 53 cards that make mana or draw cards.
Ooh, now this is pretty cool out of his sideboard. A 1 of Silent Departure. It's kind of like with Burning Wish. That lets you beat Iona, right? Because don't they Burning Wish name black? Or I mean, do they Iona naming black?
If they Iona black to shut off your Tendrils.
Yeah, they shut off like Tendrils.
Yeah, you can Burning Wish and go get Silent Departure. That's cool. That's real cool. Yeah, because I guess if they name red, you still just cast Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Lines of Diamond, Lotus Petal, Tendrils, whatever.
Yeah, if they name, like they always name black because if they don't name black, you can still kill them.
Right, you can still kill them anyway though with Grape Shot, but that's a hard way to do it.
That's rough.
That is a hard way to do it. Yeah, I love the Silent Departure. That's cool.
Yeah, that's actually a really innovative one that I think has a lot of strength. So
yeah, not sure how often you'll flash it back. I'm not sure how often that matters. I mean, you need it to be an unsummon that's a Sorcerer's Speed so you can get it for Burning Wish.
Yeah.
Very cool. The rest of his sideboard, I mean, an awful lot of very common, you know, Chain of 8, Brackling Truth, Wipe Away, all those types of stuff.
Ill-Gotten.
Yeah. Ill-Gotten, you know, he's got the Past in Flames, of course. It's interesting, no Ad Nauseam in the sideboard.
And no Empty either.
No Ad Nauseam or Empty. It's really interesting. So, the game begins. Duresses and finds out that his opponent is evil.
Yeah. Evil, evil man.
What did he take? Breakthrough?
Is that a break? Yeah, looks like or Careful Study.
For Careful, it's Careful Study.
Yeah.
So, people underestimate how good discard is against these decks sometimes.
Yeah, I mean sometimes
it's funny because it's like, oh, it's dredge. You want to make them discard anyway. But like, if you hit their enabler, like assuming you're on the play, but if you hit their enabler, it buys you several turns. It's very fortunate that Duress was able to actually hit the enabler. Often Thought Seize is a better card there, but
so I mean Liam can Liam can most likely kill his opponent this turn, but but I don't think he will because it's not 100%.
And why do you need to?
You don't need to at all. Your opponent's applying no pressure to you at all. Like, it's not like
the only thing is,
you out of nowhere.
Will he draw a Cabal Therapy? Right, that's the only question, right? You have to ask yourself, what's greater, his chances of drawing a Cabal Therapy and it mattering, versus my chances of actually fizzling if I try to kill you right now? Either way, it's two very, very probable wins for Liam.
Okay, so up to 3 Storm.
No, he just ships the turn.
Oh, he played those?
Yep.
And ship a turn?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
So his Burning Wish is his card draw in hand. It's not clear what his game plan is going to be, though. I mean, I'm sure it's clear to him. Like,
I mean, he's somebody who plays Storm a lot, so...
And has the full knowledge of all the cards in his hand.
Yeah. That also helps.
Meanwhile, he's playing against an opponent with 1/2s for 3, who doesn't cast spells, and gets what he deserves for being a dredge player.
Just gonna pass again?
Liam's got to be a favorite here, right? Like, I just hate underestimating dredge players, that like a dredge deck, like, because at any moment he could just start doing some crazy stuff. Careful study.
All right, and this careful study will
Get the party started.
yeah. So he's gonna pitch some dredgers,
Yep, and he's probably going to play Putrid Imp.
and next turn he will most likely be able to kill his opponent. He has the Coliseum in play, so I think it's pretty
It looks like he's going to be
reasonable.
dredging at least, well, probably his entire library.
Yeah. So Liam's gonna go for it.
So, despite the dredge player having absolutely nothing last turn, he's now threatening lethal. Legacy's a really fast
dredge.
format.
Yeah.
Dredge. And now our hero, the guy with Lotus Petals and Lion's Eye Diamonds. Yeah, word is just in that Caleb and Liam know each other and play at the same store in Hollywood, so they may be very familiar with this little dance.
Okay.
More of those West Coast players and their combo-esque decks. So what is Liam's plan going to be here? I mean,
He has the Burning Wish, and he has a bunch of rituals in hand.
I wonder what was the purpose behind playing all of the petals and everything last turn.
I don't know. Especially because, like, his opponent would certainly just be dead to just raw tendrils right now, right?
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Okay, so Liam's going to go ahead and write a flame.
Never a good sign.
2 red.
When you're
Yeah.
against somebody who casts Red of Flame.
It usually doesn't end well with somebody red of flames. Alright, so now he's sacrificing a Lotus Petal, and he's going to add a black mana to his pool. That's going to make a Cabal Route ritual, and he still has 1 red mana remaining floating in his pool.
Black, 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 red.
So he's looking at 4 mana, 3 of which is black, 1 of which is red. He's going to cast a Burning Wish. This will leave him with black, black in pool. He's going to cast a...
This is in response to Burning Wish.
Okay.
The Cabal Ritual.
He's responding to his Burning Wish with a Cabal Ritual.
And now he's going to respond.
Now he's going to respond by
Lion's Eye
sacrificing
Diamonds to
Lion's
make
Eye
sure that
Diamond.
he's got the enough mana so that he's getting the full threshold.
Yeah, so he's getting full value. This will leave him with
9 mana?
Yeah, 9
Yeah,
mana
Lotus Petal,
pool,
Lion's Eye Diamond, and
9 mana pool, at least 5 of which is black, and then he can chop the rest.
yeah, 3/1.
3/1. Yeah. All right, now he's presumably, what is he Burning Wishing for here? Infernal Tutor, which then gets.
Well, if he goes and gets Infernal Tutor, then he just
Ad nauseam
he's
his
won.
opponent,
This is he doesn't need Ad Nauseam. Past in Flames wins. If you just Infernal Tutor for Past in Flames, Then you pass in flames. You cast 1,000,000 rituals. Your storm is 1,000,000, and you get to Infernal Tutor again, and then you Infernal Tutor for tendrils.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this is. Yeah.
Okay.
This is a done deal.
He's down to 6 mana. He casts an Infernal Tutor, and he is going to search his library for
Pass in flames. Surely. There it is.
Pass in Flames.
So now after he passes in flames, he'll have only 1 mana floating. However, his graveyard contains Lion's Eye Diamond.
Well, no, it only
Lotus
costs
Petal.
4 to cast.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, he'll have
so
2.
So he can get full value out of this, both Cabal Rituals.
It's also interesting to note that Lion's Eye Diamond lets you discard your hand with Pass in Flames in it, and gives you enough mana to get it started early. Sometimes.
Yeah, so you can often, use, like, you crack your LED with an Infernal Tutor on the stack, and then your opponent may be like your opponent's definitely going to Snap Force that, right? And then you can win. All right, so he gets full value out of these.
Caleb's packing it in.
Yeah, his opponent can see it. His opponent understands.
So, game 1 goes to the hero, the guy with Lotus Petals and Lion's Eye Diamonds. Playing good, honest, clean Magic. Sideboarding. Are we seeing a 0-card sideboard out of Storm? I mean, he's got Duress and Thoughtseize are like the only 2 cards he'd really play with. Is he gonna? I mean, does he want like a single? No, I mean, I guess.
I think you just.
Does he want does he want 1 Echoing Truth? He could bounce all the zombie tokens,
yeah.
and he could bounce all the Leyline of the Voids, because like Dredge is probably gonna board in Leyline of the Void, right? Like the Dredge deck is slower than the Storm deck, and Leyline of the Void is meaningful interaction when your opponent plays Cabal Ritual, Rite of Flame, Past in Flames. I really think that the Dredge player is, like he's at a disadvantage, so he's got to be willing to slow himself down just to have some meaningful interaction at all.
It's hard though, because as a Dredge player, every card you have that doesn't do your specific plan, that doesn't work toward your specific plan, is a huge detriment.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. He is on the play this game. He is on the play, which, I mean...
It's dangerous.
Like that game. I mean, Liam didn't kill him till the 3rd turn. Now, he probably could have gone for it on turn 2, but there was no reason to yet. But Caleb was threatening a turn 3 kill.
Yeah. Wait, after he didn't do anything on the first 2 turns of the game.
Yeah, not a turn 3 kill. So actually, I guess it was a turn 4. On turn 3, he was threatening lethal. So an extra turn could go a long way.
But Liam could have won the turn before, right? Couldn't he have?
Maybe. I don't know.
Or did he just draw that?
What I do know is that if I was Dredge, I would probably throw in the towel. But if I wasn't throwing in the towel, if I was going to fight it out and be, the Dredge player that I know I can be, I would probably lay on the Void and just try to get him. Seriously. That's what I love. One of the things I gotta respect about Dredge players is that nobody plays Leyline of the Void as much as a Dredge player does.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? Like,
That's
there's
true.
not a Dredge player in the world who doesn't have a set of Leyline of the Voids, because, I mean, first of all, that's 1 less set of Leyline of the Voids out there.
Controller. Imagine the sick play that is purchasing every Leyline of the Void, like every Tormod script, and then just playing Dredge at every event. Just like being this unbeatable machine, you just like have them all in a warehouse somewhere. You just sell them to everybody in Europe.
Well, and to be fair, the Leyline of the Voids do, they are extraordinarily effective sideboard cards for where they come in, and Dredge is such a good deck. Like, as you said, every single card you cut is hurting its engine. So every sideboard card has to be ultra high impact, even if it's extraordinarily narrow.
Completely agree. I think you need every single one of your sideboard cards to almost just raw win.
The game. Yeah, like Firestorm.
Yeah.
Can just win a game for 1 mana against some people. Or Nature's Claim against Leyline, like to pretend, lie to yourself and tell yourself you could actually beat a Leyline of the Void. Nature's Claim is vital to that lie. And obviously Leyline of the Void, because nobody wants to be the Dredge guy who loses the mirror. Like, that's just... All right.
Painful day.
So, as is often the case with these sorts of decks, we are 2/3 of the way in, given that we've had 2 rounds of shuffling and 1 round of playing. But shuffling does take longer, right?
Then playing?
Yeah, shuffling and
These games?
sideboarding.
I don't think so.
Maybe
Like
not.
the-
I guess it's been 15 minutes,
Yeah.
and they've only no. That's just I guess
They
they've been
haven't
shuffling
taken you a long
twice.
time to shuffle, though.
Yeah, can we
gotta
get
be
these 2
careful.
ejected for slow play? Is that for unsportsmanlike dredging and storming? And no, just for the record, I know I give people a hard time for playing dredge and storm, but I am glad that somebody's doing it. That's playing these exotic and weird decks and so on. It's just somebody's got to be the villain, and the guy who probably kills babies. The dredge player is makes a natural choice. All right, turn 1 Putrid Imp. And the reason we always give it a hard time is because it is the most atrocious violation of what Magic is. Like, it's not.
Oh,
even...
yeah, it's not even close to the...
All right, turn
right.
1 Ponder.
Yeah, so...
Do you think the dredge player will live through the next turn? He's got a Ponder on the stack. The fact
I
that
mean, it's possible that he just loses now.
so they're into the middle game because they both kept their opening 7,
Yes.
right?
And Caleb has a dredge enabler. Well, he doesn't necessarily have a dredger, but I assume he does if he kept his hand.
Yeah,
So
yeah, he's got some sense.
okay, so he's got a Stigweed Imp. Stanky is going to get...
It's interesting. In
dredged here.
Vintage, there was always the old joke of the early game is shuffling, the mid game is mulliganing, and the late game is when you take the turn. Legacy, it would appear that they usually go ahead and let there be a second turn most of the time.
So I think Liam's going to shuffle this away. He drew a Duress? That seems...
Keeps.
I'm really surprised by drawing a Duress.
Maybe the card he really wants is just on top of his deck.
Fair.
Because there's a good chance that he's going to get therapied here. So, Caleb, threatening to potentially win the game this turn,
It's possible.
he activates the Colosseum. Now the Colosseum, it's an interesting card in a dredge deck because it doesn't really cast very many of their spells.
Yeah,
They don't
it
really
just-
cast very many of their spells anyway. So
Yeah, Coliseum is a land that you tap and sacrifice to draw 21 cards. In this
it's
deck.
barely even a land in this deck though, because they don't. I mean, they have Breakthrough and Careful Study. Like, it doesn't cast their Imp or their Tireless Tribe. But
So we did find a therapy. He has multiple bridges.
well, it's not done yet. We're still going. At this point, he has only drawn half his deck. I'm
so he
really,
does have double therapy.
I'm really glad that
with
when
bridges.
people that there are no pro tours where people play dredge anymore, because like it's always like trying to explain to people who don't play Magic from the perspective of watching a Storm versus dredge deck. Yeah, this is how Magic works. All right, he's discarding even more. He's got Iona in the yard now. He doesn't have a Dread Return though, does he?
He does not have a dread return.
Yeah, because if he gets back the Iona, I mean, obviously that's it.
All right.
First thing we're gonna see is definitely Cabal Therapy, right?
Yes, he's definitely therapying here. I'm interested to see what he names.
Now he doesn't need to discard that Stinkweed Imp in his hand, right? Because I mean, obviously he won't have the Imp anymore. I guess he is. He just is mine as well.
I guess so. I guess he has no
Like, why do you need cards in your hand, right? Like, who knows? He's not gonna cast any more spells that cost mana.
All right.
What do you name here? Burning Wish?
I think you can name Burning Wish.
I think you have to name Burning Wish. I love naming Burning Wish here, not the least of which is because he actually has it. But he names Brainstorm. I guess there's Infernal Tutor too. Who knows? These guys probably have played this matchup so many times
Yeah.
that I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Brainstorm was the right card to name. Then again, I mean, I really just looked into his eyes and could see. And that wasn't a Duress, was it? It was like an Infernal Tutor? I think that's what he kept.
No, he drew a Duress.
Oh, there is a that is a Duress in his hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna see another Cabal Therapy. Oh, if you're gonna Cabal Therapy twice, the first one you have to name Brainstorm so that it doesn't make the second one miss. Because he has a Lotus Petal, of course. Second one, choosing to name Dark Ritual. It wasn't. I don't think it was Duress. It was Dark Ritual.
Oh, okay. Then it completely makes sense that he kept the top.
It's just the weird artwork, obviously. Anybody who doesn't use beta artwork or Mirage, at the very least, you know, it's weird. It's hard to tell what's going on.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
That 5th edition, you know, just...
Yeah, like the Urza Saga one. It's like, what do you want, like a dinosaur claw with blood coming out of it? Yeah.
I like to say, what up to all the dinosaurs at home? Rar. Thanks for supporting us here at SCG Live, Las Vegas, sunny Las Vegas.
All right, this is, all right, Duress.
Duress you, or should, I guess it was Duress. Duress or Unduress? He's running out of cards in his hand to build a big storm with. I mean, like, is this going to be one of those games where he just has to find a way to cast Ad Nauseam?
He used both therapies, right, his opponent?
Yeah.
But it's very likely that he'll have more therapies next turn.
He'll probably have Iona next turn. I mean, he might also have therapy too, you know? Like...
Okay. He's dredging Golgari Graveshaw.
Seems like the best one to dredge from this position.
And he gets therapy.
Narcomoeba, therapy.
Oh, yeah, it's Spun's dead. Does he have a dread return?
Does not yet have a dread return. All this distance.
Okay. So he therapies. Name Burning Wish.
Yep. So now he's got quite a clock down there, right? Like he's got Narcomoeba, at least 3 zombies. Icarid coming back every turn. He's done a fair chunk of damage to Kane, meaning that any potential... Or does he have the dread return?
You must.
Or no, he's just looking through it. Oh, he does.
Okay.
Alright.
Another Badlands.
Love these Badlands.
Yeah. Only covered 3 rounds of Legacy, and we've already seen Badlands more than once.
Although Liam is playing 1,000,000 fetches and 1 Badlands.
Yes,
so
which
a little bit more.
I agree with. Ooh, that's a beta Badlands.
Absolutely.
Is that a beta Underground Sea?
I think they're actually Black Bordered 4, and I don't think either one's beta.
Okay.
They pack it up. He did name Black with Iona. We were correct. The prospect of completely locking out Tendrils was too much to get away from, too much to resist.
Seems like the color you name.
So what are we going to see after sideboarding?
Again,
Caleb,
I think that...
just... Oh, go ahead.
I don't think Caleb's bringing in anything. I don't know.
You don't think he's got the Leyland of the Voids? On the draw?
So. On the draw, I would.
Dude, he's on the draw. See, look, he's boarding. Maybe on the play he's as fast as possible. And on the draw, he takes control of the Leyland of the Void. Meanwhile, I think Kane's sideboarding strategy is, once again, leave his deck the hell alone, and this time he gets to go first.
Yes. Him go first is so sweet. I mean, you know what Liam can do on turn 1? Win.
They both can, right? Like,
no,
yeah,
Caleb can turn 2.
Caleb can turn 1.
You can turn 1 Zealot somebody? Is he
No,
playing
he doesn't have a Zealot, but he can win. Right, like if you have Iona, you've already won, right?
Okay, fine.
Maybe not. I mean, like if he just goes turn, if he has to be on the draw too, because you have to go Lion's Eye Diamond, Cephalid Coliseum. Right, like that's the
turn 1, yeah?
That's the turn 1 traditionally. Now he doesn't have the Flamekin, so it's not actually over turn 1, but at least he can, you know,
it's also significantly more difficult for Dredge to turn 1 than Ad Nauseam. Like, Ad Nauseam in Legacy is a deck that will turn 1 people, like, not a lot of the time, but
he's probably going to multiple times this tournament.
Probably multiple times this tournament, exactly. Like, he is probably around a 5% to kill people on turn 1. Maybe a little less.
That might not be out of that. That might not be that off. It might be about 5%. Yeah, somewhere between 3 and 5%. Maybe 5% against no resistance.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, no, I can see it.
Just kind of crazy. That's insane. You can just turn one people like.
Dude, did you ever play back when Flash was legal?
Flash Hulk. I played in one tournament. I wasn't playing Flash Hulk, and that was
You didn't play Flash in the tournament where Flash was legal?
I was an incredible moron. I agree.
Dude, your boy Steve Sadin and Billy Moreno.
That's before I knew them.
Oh.
Yeah, like now I'm friends with them. But I was like Steve was from my local store, but he was somebody who like we were part of like the Jersey people. He was like New York people, and like he knew Billy because they were like both friends of BDM and stuff like that.
Steve Sadin, the
Champion.
he's the content
GP.
editor here at Star City Games now, and Billy Moreno over at Wizards of the Coast. But yeah, Steve Sadin won with what is often considered to be one of, if not the most powerful Grand Prix or Pro Tour decks ever.
I think it's a completely fair statement. I think it's probably
One of the best, right?
Probably
Like, so there's
I would
like
say it's probably like,
Broken Jar.
okay, that's better.
Broken Jar didn't win though. Kai Booty in his, Kai Booty, full-on Kai Booty, won with High Tide, but the Jar deck was definitely way better. The Jar deck was. I'm still a big fan. I mean, I always go back to it, but I'm still just a big fan of the brief period of time where Lion's Eye Diamond was Black Lotus, where you could just say, I'm going to cast Time Twister, and the way I'm going to pay for it is with this Lion's Eye Diamond that's in play. So there was a period of time where you could just be playing, like, 4 Tinkers, just nothing but Tinkers, Jars, Academy, Yawgmoth's Wills, Lotus Petals, Lion's Eye Diamonds, Mana Crypts, all that.
Yeah, that was what format was that? Extended?
No. I'm talking about in Vintage. We won the Origin Championship one year.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, this was way back. I mean, Lion's Eye Diamond only worked that way for a couple weeks, but it just so happened that the Origin Team Championship was that weekend. I got to be the guy playing Vintage, or Type 1 at the time, and killed everybody except like 2 people on the first turn of every game. Like, there were only 2 games that I did not kill somebody on the first turn, and most of my opponents had Force of Will in their deck. That was the best deck. All right. We're still in the early game. They're shuffling.
They're shuffling. It's Caleb's mulliganing.
Ooh.
When you're pilot shuffling, you have to do it faster.
So, 20 minutes left in the round. These guys have played a lot of turns of this game. We're averaging a turn every 6 minutes.
Yeah. It's
The life continues to smile on all of us as Dredge mulligans Defy. And keep in mind, I'm sure Caleb's a really nice guy when he's not dredging. But like, you can't.
He's a Dredge player. We can't.
You
make
can't.
Those assumptions.
You can't hold. You can't like.
I mean,
be
we don't
too
know his
bad.
deepest, darkest secrets.
Sure. You can't be too mad though when a Dredge player mulls to 5. Although honestly, I mean, Kane's playing Lotus Petals and Lion's Eye Diamonds. I'd like to see them both mull to 1.
It's like when 2 supervillains have to fight one another in order to like take over, because the other one is threatening to take over the world before the.
Yeah, this is definitely 2 supervillains clashing.
Okay, so Liam leads off with a Thoughtseize. He sees a hand that has a Tireless Tribe and a Careful Study. He takes his opponent's Tireless Tribe. I don't know if he should be taking that. I think you take the Careful Study, right?
I mean, that's high variance, because yeah, now he gets the Dredger and he gets to keep going.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm with you. I don't know. I mean, maybe he just knows it's the higher percentage play, because remember, if the Careful Study would have whiffed on a Dredger there, then he would have been down the Careful Study anyway.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't whiff, now his opponent actually has realistic counterplay despite being at a mull to 5. I don't know. I think you just take the Careful Study, make him draw the Dredger.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
not.
agree with you.
I don't know. Although in the dark, I'll just agree with whatever I mean, these guys are trained experts with their decks.
You know what? You're right. This guy plays Infinite Storm. All right, so Liam's got a Badlands now. Fetched it up with a polluted Delta.
Psych.
Psych Volk. All right, so Volcanic Island on the table. Art altered a bit. He's got some black smoke coming out of his Volcanic Island.
So the ad nauseum, like Past in Flames deck, all he's really doing at this point is he's just trying to get together a nice little collection of mana, right? Like he just wants to get enough mana and one card to use that mana on.
Yes.
So most likely he's thinking next turn is the turn to kill.
Yes. Or this turn is the
Or this turn, does he have, no, yeah, I guess he just ships. No rush.
I'm confused with the playing of the Lotus Petals.
It's interesting because he does it very deliberately. Maybe he can't, maybe he's playing around Chalice of the Void for 0. Maybe he's playing around Chalice of the Void.
Maybe Caleb has had Chalice of the Void in his deck.
Dredge people often, like it's an on and off card. Sometimes they have Chalice of the Void, sometimes they don't.
Well, I mean, he wouldn't be playing around Therapy. I understand a lot of people on Twitter are saying he's playing around Therapy, but you're not playing around Therapy by playing a Lotus Petal because you'd rather they name Lotus Petal than like any other card in your hand.
Yeah, I mean, if he had the Brainstorm in his hand, then he is playing around Therapy. But I think the Brainstorm was just on top of his deck. I don't know. All right, this is it. Ritual, 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 Lion's Eye Diamond, and then presumably he goes and gets Past in Flames.
All right.
And then if he gets past, or he can just chain together. I mean, because like with Past in Flames, he can just go Ritual, 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 Infernal Tutor, Infernal Tutor, Infernal Tutor, Tendrils. I mean, like this is done.
Yeah, this is over.
There's the Past in Flames.
Past in Flames.
Ritual, Ritual, Ritual.
Cast 3 Dark Rituals
Tutor.
again. Then we have an Infernal Tutor. That's going to
Infernal
grab
Tutor for an Internal Tutor for Infernal Tutor for Tendrils.
Infernal Tutor, which then will grab a Tendrils, which will
He
then
windmill
kill him.
slams the Tendrils. Wait, there we go. It's the classic match of Dredge.
The Ad Nauseam.
1 speed.
So Ad Nauseam.
Wait, that's your draft deck? All right. Can we get? I guess
You wanna-
get Patrick Sullivan in the booth here.
You
Do you
wanna
want to talk to him, or do you want me to? Absolutely.
You can. Yeah. All right, Patrick Sullivan.